Hello, everybody, and welcome to Lorcanarama, a night of technical difficulties. Don't know what happened, but I couldn't talk, which may have been good. I couldn't be heard by Sabrina. So, anyways, we got it straight now. 5 minutes or so, 8 minutes or so late. Better late than never, right? So, hey, Sabrina. even though
Yeah.
even though we were talking before, hi for everybody else. Yeah. Woo. Okay. Let me start off with this real quick. Okay. So we are on day 11 of no bad news. All right. So we started this hitting streak last week for Ravensburger. They had made it 4 days. The allocation issues kind of reset the streak. Now, tomorrow is a big day, right? Because the tickets for Milwaukee go on sale. In fact, let's pull this up real quick. There we go. Communication manager May from Ravensburger put up the announcement to remind everybody that tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern at the Eventbrite link. So not on their website, which went wonky the first time, but at the Eventbrite link, you can try your luck with the lottery. In fact, I would probably play the lottery instead, but better chance of winning.
100%. But I'll be trying for it. I'll be trying, but I will regret it, I'm sure.
Okay. Well, I had a ticket and I refunded mine, so I threw one more back in the pool since I am now going to be working as staff. So there is one more ticket there. Not that that matters, but some lucky person will get that, right? So, all right. So tomorrow, of course, being the selling of the tickets, right? I have 0% hope that this streak is going to be extended beyond 11 days. So
We're not making it to 12.
now, hold on. If perchance tomorrow goes well, they will ruin it on Thursday when they do their stream. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm hoping Ravensburger that the pressure of, being down by 2 in the 9th inning with 2 runners on base does not get to you.
What you're
I'm
saying is
rooting
2
for you.
weeks is entirely unattainable for them. There's
I am
just
rooting
no
for
way.
them. I really am seriously rooting for them. Because remember, guys, like we're treating this no news as good news, right? So, if you have to, just be quiet. Now, I know some people will gripe about it.
Everyone loves an underdog.
Right. You got a DLC, right? So people should be happy. Once the tickets are sold, there'll be I'm not going to count the griping and complaining against Ravensburger for anybody who didn't get a ticket. All right. That won't count. That's not considered bad news. That's not their fault, So, but yeah. So hopefully after tomorrow, things will be okay. And then we have the stream on Thursday. Things will be okay after that. And we can move into happy, peaceful time. We'll call it our Bob Ross moment. So yeah. For those of you joining us tonight, welcome. I did not update the title on the stream and in Twitch. That's where we're at. Yeah, Twitch. But this is episode 22, a whole new world, or maybe not. And the reason being, well, we'll find out in a moment. So a couple other pieces of news here real quick. I wanted to highlight, and let's go here. Slideshow. So in case you missed it, the Pro Play Summit Denver, which I will be at, and very important for listeners of this stream because that's where we're going to be giving away this snazzy mattified Elsa mat right here. Do I need to unroll it and show it to everybody again?
We're officially both going to be there.
That's right. In fact, I do need to do that. Hold on. I'm in a happy mood today. So, even though I had technical
Even with all the tech issues, that's a good thing.
Yeah. Can't get me down, man. Can't get me down. Here we go. See if I can do this without busting my mic up.
Don't risk that. You can't redo all that.
Let's back it up a little bit. There we go, and lift it up. I can't see the screen. Does that look okay?
You're up real close. There you go. She's a beauty.
Yeah, that's pretty slick. So this is a giveaway from our stream. This was gifted to us from the folks at Matified. So if you're not familiar with them at all, you can go to their website and check them out. You can see the fine foiling job that they did on this Elsa playmat. They have other playmats that they will do as well as some custom playmats that are outside of Lorcana. So you can go there and check out their work and give them your business. Great people there. Their mats have been all over, and you can see them vendors when we were in Fort Worth. Craig had a bunch of his mats, and the vendors bought them from him before he could even give them to anybody else. And I'm just saying that they were going for a pretty penny from the vendors' tables, and they all sold out. So I hope Craig's a business guy. I hope he got his money's worth. Yeah. So yeah, nice mat. So by the way, just a reminder, how do you get the mat? You may be asking yourself. Well, if you come up to me or Sabrina, we will both be at the Pro Play Summit in Denver, and you bring either one of us our favorite foil version of our favorite Lorcana card. Now we both have different cards, so your odds have increased just by Sabrina being able to come now. You may get that mat. The first person who does it will get that mat. So hopefully this won't be a case where somebody brings one to Sabrina and to me, and we have to decide who's going to get it. If that's the case, I'll get a pair of scissors. We'll cut it in half. We'll split it just like Solomon offered to do for the child. So. Yeah.
You say we'll cut it just like they were doing for the set champs when they got downshifted to only one mat.
Absolutely. Hey, everybody online loved it when that happened. We'll see. We'll see if they really did. So it's different when somebody else is doing it.
Yeah, it's different when you want the whole thing.
Right, that's right. So yeah. About that tournament, the Pro Play Summit in Denver. If you're not familiar with that, you should be. Let's go here. So I have to pull all my screens back up again and get them fixed. So if they're all too big, I'm sorry. With our technical difficulties, I had to reset everything, and I am winging it right now. So Pro Play Summit in Denver, put on by PPG Events. And in case you didn't know it, I'll go back to the other slideshow real quick just to remind you. This is the first official challenge. This is a CCQ. It qualifies you, I believe, for the North American Championship, if I'm correct. But you may win a non-foil promo of Elsa. They're giving out non-foil promos. So I feel like Kermit the Frog. I'm happy. I want to get one of those. So but too bad I can't. So
you're judging. You can't get one for judging. You got to play.
I'm not guaranteed to get anything as a judge. So I mean, history would dictate yes, but this is not a DLC, so it could be different. I don't know. I'm not banking on that. I'm banking on coming up with some cash and buying one off somebody. So that's my plan. So, my daughter's going to be there. I'll bring her in on Sunday and have her look sad in a little bucket, donate Elsa cards or something. So let her get in her little Elsa dress like she did for Anaheim and just, see how many she gets. So have her put a sign up. We'll sing and dance for Elsa. So this event, September 12th through 14th in Denver, Colorado. If you didn't know about it, it's following up the successful Pro Play Summit that we had in Fort Worth. There'll be other games there. Yeah, for our stream, I don't care about them, although they are important to PPG events. It's they got to raise money to keep putting on these events. Big one for me. Here we go. The Lorcana challenge. And so of course there is as a CCQ, it is a buy for the person who wins the $15,000 challenge championship qualifier, not the one on Friday, and not the sealed 5K on Sunday, but the big main event, which will be held on Saturday. Which, of course, these qualifying stores, all these qualifying events that people have been having around the country have for PPG events, basically get them a first round bye in this tournament. So that's kind of neat. In fact, Sabrina was at one this weekend, and we'll talk about that one in a moment. And great news to announce for the podcast as you look at the guest on here. By the way, Steve Warner is going to be there, which, like, dude, I'm going to have my fanboy moment, when we get there. So, Steve's such a nice guy. And by the way, I got to show you guys this. Just so I'm about to give away something, right? Here we go. About to give up some information. No, I don't want to do that. Hold on. Don't want to do that. We're going to visit this website in a new tab because I don't want to lose that there. I'm going back to it so everybody can see. Here we go. Kendall Hale, who is going to be one of the artists there. In fact, let's do this way. So you can go to this website here and you can look at the artist so you can see their artwork, right? So one of my favorite things about Kendall Hale, where is it at? Oh, there it is. The Minnie Mouse, right? My daughter is, that's like her favorite Minnie Mouse card. So,
it's
he's
the coolest looking one. In my opinion.
So great one to get signed. One other one, let me go back here to the website here. And sorry, I thought I was scrolling this earlier, but I was not. The other special guest artist, Brian Weiss, and let's go to open his. And I should have prepared a joke for this loading time. So we got a white screen here. There we go. Okay, let's go down through this. Notice anything in this one? I'm going slow. All right, I'm going to stop. I'm going to give it away.
Oh, I see it.
Oh, see that green card right there? He is the artist of my favorite Lorcana card. Ooh. So anybody brings me that foil version, I'm going to require mine to be signed by the artist. Since the artist will be there.
In the ante.
Yeah. Hey, I'm giving away a $200 mat. A $5 card is not going to hurt anybody, right?
I agree.
Fair exchange. All right. So anyways, yep. So there we go. All right. So for PPG, for Pro Play Summit Denver, one other thing, and this is what's important for our podcast. You can see the guest commentators that will be in there. So these folks are for Gundam, but for the Lorcana folks, we got Dan Arnold from the Forbidden Mountain, as well as Dick Burns from the Forbidden Mountain. They'll be returning along with Katie and Liam. But added to the commentary, is JDZ and Color is Law. And by the way, Color is Law will be on our stream next Tuesday. So if anybody would like to stop by, you should stop by. If you're not aware of who she is, you can look her up on YouTube. But for Allies on the Other Side, she does a stream on there where a lot of folks, some other streamers get on there and they play the heroic format of multiplayer 4-person, and it's fun to watch. I love it. I love just putting it on and just sitting there and just kind of chilling out and watching it and just listen to them banter one another. You watch Dick Burns rip up some money on there and, do all this stuff. So, but it's pretty cool. And there's a few cards I've noticed that everybody, though, we got to change. I'll talk with Color about this. Everybody's using One Jump as their song in the heroic format. And I know why, but I think it's time we get a band list out and just remove that song and shake things up. So,
that is one of the few cards in this game that as soon as somebody says it, I think of the next line to the song in my head.
Well, go ahead.
Like, that one gets instantly stuck in my head every
You
time.
got to spit it out for us. You can't just leave me hanging like that.
One jump ahead of the bad guy. One hop
Oh.
ahead of the sword. I steal only what I can afford. It's my dad's favorite Disney song. So
Okay.
so I pick it up like that.
Yeah. All right. Had our moment. Okay. So Pro Play Summit Denver. If you're not planning on going there, I understood. But if you are going there, first of all, it's going to be amazing. If you're on the fence, you're the ones that I'm really directing this at. Go. Just go. First of all, Fort Worth was amazing. It was like a mini DLC. And second of all, they've upped the ante with this one. This is going to be a
Not in
CCQ.
Texas.
What's that? It's not in
It's not in
Texas?
Texas. That's a
Yes.
winning point for me.
Amen. Amen. So it's at the Gaylord Resort, which, man, look, like it's hard. That's an expensive place to stay. I'm not saying you got to stay there, but you could pretend you're staying there by going to an event there. So, it's a nice place. So, yeah. So come up and see us. Sabrina will be playing. I will be at the scorekeeper's table doing my scorekeeper thing. And so, yeah, you can find one of us and bring us that card. I'm going to tell you, don't bring me Sabrina's favorite card and don't take my favorite card to Sabrina. And you can ask where the other one is, but, so I'll disqualify you. You're out, right? So, alrighty. And if we don't get that mat away, well, I'll find some young lady there, some young girl, or Sabrina will, because it sounds bad when I say it. But we'll give it away to
I just
some.
thought you meant your daughter when you said
No,
it.
no. My daughter, I'm not going to give it to my daughter. My daughter has one. I got one from Matified for her already. So she's got the same exact one. But we will find some young princess dressed like Elsa, and I will give this mat to them. So, but I'll make sure I find Sabrina to take a picture.
This event with it.
That's right. That mat's being given away. So, and I need a Lorcanarama card to give away with it too. So, wish I had one. All righty. So, whole new world. This is what we want to talk about, right? So here was the weekend. We had a pre-release. So let's talk about pre-release. I think it was great. I was one of my, I probably enjoyed this pre-release more than any others. There was not really a pre-release, until like 3 or 4 sets ago. I don't remember the exact one, right? Everything was, hey, the hobby stores got stuff 2 weeks early, right? But I thoroughly enjoyed this one. I won a draft locally, which was pretty cool. And my first pack, I had to pick an Elsa. I didn't want to take the Elsa. It was a legendary Elsa. I didn't want it. There was a Cusco in the pack, and I'd rather have the Cusco for draft, right? Because I felt like I could have got it down and played, and it just would have done his job a little bit easier getting to play. But I sat there and told myself, my daughter would kill me if I didn't get an Elsa from this set with that little raised foil, the raised art treatment on it, right? And so I took it. And then 2 packs later, got a shift target for it. And then somebody saw I got the big Elsa and was kind enough to pass me a shift target. I ended up with 4 Elsas in my deck, and I shifted her twice in two different matches in one game because of it. So I
That's
felt
awesome.
I felt pretty cool about that because it did it for my daughter, right? And then my daughter came with me to a sealed tournament, and she got prizes, which she made it through 4 hours of Lorcana, which just amazed me. First time ever for her.
That's awesome.
So that's my report. How about you, Sabrina? What was your weekend like?
So Friday, we were just cracking packs, trying to get all the cards together to play in the TFM. I think it ended up being a 9 case on Saturday. That event was a lot of fun though. A ton of people that we knew were there. I think they had 73 people total. but it ran really smoothly. The event was a lot of fun, and one of our play group actually made top 4, so that was pretty cool to watch and be there to
Cool.
support him.
Cool. So let's pull that one up because that was one of them I wanted to look at. So there are 2 events that really, these were the first events, big events that with the new format, with the new meta. So this one is in Inkdex, Fabled pre-release 10K tournament at the Encounter. So if we pull that up, we can see a whole lot of purple in here. We got our winner, Logan Taylor from Team Maelstrom. And he will be getting he got the bye to Denver. In the first round at Denver. So he was playing Blurble. And then you got a couple folks playing Sturple there. And so, a lot of purple. Then we get down to the bottom here, around the top 8 being rounded out by a single Amber Steel aggro deck, which was supposed to be the boogeyman of the format with Tiana. But I think we all knew that Blurple was the deck to beat, at least.
Yeah, I didn't play against Blurple at this event, but I actually did play against Royce, who came in. He's listed in second place.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice guy. Very mean deck when he had 2 Tinkerbells against my Amber Steel aggro deck. That was not very nice of very nice
Big
of him.
Tink. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was my round 2 opponents. That was my first loss for the day.
Look, I get why. I've seen some of these purple steel decks that don't run the Tinkerbell, the 3-drop Tinkerbell to shift Big Tink on. And I'm like, why? Why not? What the heck?
Oh, I mean, him being able to shift the Tink made a world of difference in my opinion.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And you know what? A lot of times folks that are in the first few rounds get caught off guard by the folks in the later rounds. They know everything, right? So, as you get up in there, as you move up the ladder. But it's, I've seen a lot of folks that just don't learn. And it amazes me. Like you'll do something and the next game, they'll let you do it again like they've never seen it before. And that's one of them. Tinkerbell shifting onto that purple Tink. You're so focused on the lore that little Tink is gaining right away. I think you forget that the next turn, she's probably going to get shifted Big Tink, or turn after that. So, yeah, looking at this, any wonder why Dumbo's as expensive as he is right now, right? So, did you pull any Dumbos over the weekend?
I think I opened 1.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I only opened 1.
My daughter opened a box. So we got a case and we had 2 enchanteds in the case, which was kind of cool. But the first box in the case, she opened up a Ariel. It was an Ariel enchanted. And the second pack, she opened up a Elsa legendary. And the third pack, she opened up a foil Dumbo. And it was all downhill after that.
Did she open my packs next time?
I let her keep opening. I was like, keep on, kid. She got 2 enchanteds in the case. She even opened the packs from my trove, and we got a Winnie the Pooh enchanted in that. We ended up with 3 enchanteds.
I'm so jealous.
I was like, kid, just keep opening my stuff. Then the funny thing is when we went to the sealed event and in the case, I didn't get a single scar. It was the only card that I was missing, right? And I was like, well, I need a scar. So in my sealed pool, I got a scar. In her sealed pool, she got a scar. So we ended up with 2 scars out of the sealed pool. So it was a great weekend for us putting together cards from Saturday. I ended up with 4 Dumbos before it was over with. So she pulled well.
Yeah, we each got a trove and a case. Basically,
okay.
Between the 2 of us, we had 2 cases and 2 troves. And he opened his trove and his case while he was out picking everything up because we were trying to coordinate decks for our entire friend group.
Uh-huh.
So he gets home and I'm like, I'm opening my trove. And then I open the case and he goes, let me open one of those boxes. And I was like, are you kidding me? I'm like, because if you take the box with the enchanted, I'm gonna be mad. Surely, he takes the box with the enchanted in it.
Oh man.
And then I was trying so hard not to actually be mad, but I was a little bit bitter.
I would be too. Hey, man, I'm not getting in the middle of it. I'm being quiet. Go ahead.
I mean, it's all our collection, but I was just like, dang, dude, like I wanted to open that.
It's the thrill of being able to open it, right? You know?
Exactly. I was stoked though. In the trove I opened, I don't know that I've ever outwardly said this on the channel, but Ursula is far and away my favorite Disney villain.
Oh, mine
Like
too.
I love
Yeah.
Ursula.
Yeah.
And I opened one of the epics of her in the trove. So like
Ooh.
I was already ecstatic
Yeah.
that I got one. And it happened to be in a pack where she was also the rare. So that was kind
Mm-hmm.
of funny. But then I ended up getting another one of her in my case. So I was pretty excited to walk away with two of her.
Cool.
But
That's awesome.
he stole the enchanted right out from under me.
Oh man. What did he get an enchanted in his?
He did. I want to say he got Max Goof in his.
Okay. And which one did
And I
did
don't
he
even
steal from you?
remember what we opened in mine.
Doesn't even matter. You
I
didn't
don't
open it to see
remember.
it, right? You didn't even care.
It wasn't one of the ones we were excited. Well, it wasn't one of the ones I was excited about.
I want the Mickey simply because that's my favorite artwork in Disney. Period is the Steamboat Willie black and white, and I love how
Yeah.
they imposed it on the color background. So
It looks
I
so sick. One of our friends
yeah
opened that. It looks awesome.
yeah. So I'll trade for it. I'll trade one of mine for it. I got a Winnie the Pooh, a Mulan, Mulan, and an Ariel. So. And we got 10 out of the 18 epics, but I didn't get the Elsa or Anna, so I got to go either buy or trade those because those are the only two that mattered to us. So,
I think we got one of them. I'll look through what we got and see what Toby's willing to part with before we go to Denver.
oh, cool. Yeah, if you guys want any, let me know. I'll bring them. So let's talk about this meta here real quick because I think that's what we told folks we were going to talk about here. So, I'm still excited about this format. Has it been figured out? No. This is where folks go to start off, right? They go with what's familiar and tweak it. I say
Yeah.
Denver will probably, people are sending out feelers right now, right? We got our first shots of data here, right? So we know that purple is here to stay. The thing that cracks me up about this, right? So let's look at this, right? We got purple steel, we got purple sapphire, or I should say the colors, right? Sapphire amethyst, amethyst steel, right? And then if we go to the other event, let's go to that one real quick. This other big event in here, Southside Gaming. We got, there's ruby amethyst. That made it in there. You go down a little
Southside was
bit.
Infinity though, wasn't it?
No, not this one. There was an infinity and there was a regular.
Wow, a red
4.
purple made it in, or I'm sorry, a ruby amethyst made it in.
Yeah. So the good thing is Emerald Amethyst made a showing in the top 128. Maybe that was a courtesy one, right? But I'm sitting here thinking, if I'm Amber, I'm feeling left out.
Yeah.
Because purple made it with every color combination except for amber. So, it's just like,
Can you click on that list?
The Emerald Amethyst list?
Top 4 BP star.
Oh, yeah. When you say that list, there's like 100 of them, right?
It was the one you were hovering over.
There you go.
Wait, no, not that. That one.
This is Kindle's.
I was like, where are these green cards coming from?
Oh, the delay, right?
Better.
There we go.
Yeah, I was like, this is an interesting list.
Yeah, so this is No I'm Not. Kindle, right? Kindle. Yeah, I think that's who it is. Yeah, No I'm Not. So it usually plays Ruby Amethyst, but which I was surprised that the Ruby Amethyst was not him. Draws 5 cards, sing together 10. I should have pulled that up as the card now. You know what? You better believe next week, guess what the card's coming for you. So
I'll know it by then. There's like
yeah,
2 cards on this list that I could tell you what they. No, there's more than that. I was gonna say there's only like 2 on here. I know what they do, but there's more than that.
I tell you what, when I was playing the sealed this week, my opponent sung this right towards the end of the game, and it won him the game in our match, and we were tied at 1, which sent us to a third game, and we ended up going to time on a draw. It was the only match this weekend I didn't win, so I ended up taking second in the sealed because of that draw. But
I've never seen anybody play that card.
yeah, it's I find it an interesting choice in this deck, mainly well, not Blurple. Well, in Blurple, excuse me. I do find an interesting choice in this deck because it's played over Finders Keepers, which is what folks had been playing, right? And so, very interesting. So you
Well,
have the characters down to sing it.
Yeah. One thing I've noticed, and something, Toby and I had kind of talked about this morning, was like, there are 2 main color combos coming out of this weekend, but I think you would be hard pressed to say that there's 2 decks. Like the blue-purple decks are running very different lists from list to list. So I think that is kind of keeping things fresh. Like you said, a lot of them are running Finders Keepers. This isn't. This is running Second Star to the Right, which I think is interesting. But a lot of the characters seem pretty steady. Rafiki.
Yep.
He takes no damage from hyenas.
I know, right? It just drives me crazy because, I was running Bonsai in my Emerald Amethyst deck, and now I can't even enjoy him anymore because Rafiki's made a comeback.
So funny. All right, I've never told this story on the pod before, but let's go back to SCG Philly. So we're like set 2 or 3. And I had been running Mufasa Roulette. Toby convinces me to play Emerald Purple or Emerald Amethyst aggro. And I'm sitting there trying to learn it because I cannot understand when I'm supposed to bounce things, right? Like I'm really struggling with bouncing things. And Pave from Forbidden Mountain and he's sitting with us. And then his 2 friends, who are now Melissa and Ben from TFM, but I don't believe we're on the team at that point, come over. And Melissa and Ben are trying to coach me through learning my bounces for this deck. And fast forward, after the tournament, we end up at a Mexican restaurant. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, guys, I don't understand why Rafiki is so good. Like, I don't understand. And I end up popping out with, you know what? It must just be because he takes no damage from hyenas. So the Rafiki damage from hyenas has become a deep cut amongst our our little friend group there. That's funny. But I think it's hilarious that it's actually a problem for you.
Yeah, it's not a problem now because I don't put my bonsai in. I mean, I could put the bonsai in and chance it, but it just, yeah, Rafiki on so many levels is bad for my deck, for Emerald Amethyst, because, you want to try and get up under stuff and having him on I'd rather have like the Diablos and the Chernobog's followers and, Magic Brooms, let them draw all the cards they want because they don't threaten my board for the most part. But Rafiki just kind of hoses the board. It's just like,
really
got to deal with it. Yeah. And same with Captain Hook. He's the same. He's made a comeback too. So both of them, just evil cards in my opinion. I won't say anything about it because I don't want to ruin anything for Milwaukee. But yeah, let's just say there's answers to these 2 decks.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what comes about. I mean, there's at least 1 big tournament this weekend.
Right, and then Denver.
Ink is this weekend.
Right.
And then and then we have Denver the following weekend. So I think, but I think we'll have a few more deck lists on the radar before Denver.
Yeah, I think so too. And like I said, people default to what they know. Cards are scarce a little bit right now. It is pre-release, so it's easier to play. Like Purple Seal's a very cheap deck for the most part, as long as you're not playing Dumbos. So and you can get by with it without Dumbo. So there's that. Blurple, that's still an expensive deck, but most of the cards in it already existed too. So it's not like a whole bunch of new stuff got introduced into them. They were still playable without that stuff. And the same with aggro, right? And that'd be Amber Steel, which is why I'm not surprised that those were the three main decks at the encounter. And, you look here, look at this, Purple Steel, Blurple, 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 Ruby Amethyst, Blurple, Purple Steel, Blurple. That's.
I almost got my teeth kicked in by a Baja Blast deck round 1.
Oh, what did it have in it? Out of curiosity.
A lot of John Silvers. And that made it not a lot of fun for me.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
It was an interesting deck. But like much like when I played Royce and he had 2 Tinkerbells out. I mean, one Tinkerbell is hard enough to deal with, but when you have 2, and it was the same thing when I played my round 1 opponent, he had 2 John Silvers out. How am I Amber Steel aggro with all my little, all I'm trying to do is quest over here. Yeah. And I can't because you're making me attack.
You're supposed to have
not
won
a fun time.
You're supposed to have won before he puts that down, but I guess with the ramp that made it a little hard, right?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was getting them down on turn. I mean, he was playing all the ramp cards, so yeah, that was rough for me. But I did pull it. I did pull the win out game 3 by the skin of my teeth.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. Yeah, I like I'm not gonna say. Not yet.
How many times are you going to say that tonight?
I want to, but I don't. I'm like, you know what? I'm keeping my cards close for like Milwaukee, right? Because I got a team now that I'm part of, and I'm not. I'm brewing for them, and they're brewing, and yeah, there's a lot of good stuff out there still. There's meta answers.
Yeah, for sure.
This is just the first shot, right?
Very much brewing.
Yeah, this is the shot across the bow. That's what this weekend is, right? It's like, okay, these decks haven't gone away. We've established a kind of a fault line, right? So
somebody pointed out, and I'll be interesting to see more so this weekend, that like because of the scarcity of product for last weekend, some of these decks might not be running the optimal numbers. Like if you didn't open 4 of the Dumbo and you couldn't find a 4th, you might only be running 3.
Right.
So I think it'll be interesting to see coming into week 2 where there's more available.
So we look at these. Yep. He won because he found 4 Dumbos, right? On this list.
You don't have to find 4 Dumbos. You just have to find them amongst your friends.
Well, that's right. That's you know what? That's myself and my friend Jerwin who travels. We went to Fort Worth together. We've been to DLCs together. When we're pulling cards, it's like between the two of us, as long as we got 4, we're fine. Because I will rarely play, and if I do, it's just locally, and I'll probably play something different than him anyways. Because I rarely play, like I can play a meta deck, that's fine. But I don't have fun playing meta decks. I have fun pulling off. I have fun trying to figure out how to beat it more than I do winning with it.
Is it because it brings out your competitive side too much?
Maybe. I think there's an expectation
you start to,
there.
Go down that path.
Well, maybe. I mean, there's some truth to that because I create this expectation. I'm with a meta deck. I should win, unless I'm in I'm the paper to somebody's scissors, right? That's acceptable, right? But then when I go and lose to something I should play against, I'm not a pleasant person, at least internally. I do a good job of putting on a face, now, but I used not to. And so just if I've always said though, if I'm not having fun, then there's no point in me doing it. I'm not going to go, especially something I got to pay money to do. Right. And so to me, fun is trying to figure out how to beat those meta decks and coming up with the answer. So.
Yeah, I try to play meta decks or close to meta decks. The problem that I face is that, this is like something that I wish I could change about myself as a competitive player, is that if I'm not having fun, I don't do well. If I don't like the deck I'm playing, I will not do well. So I think that there's a little bit of balance that I have been able to strike thus far.
Mm-hmm.
But like all it takes is one meta where I don't like what's in the meta, and I'm going to have to, sink or swim.
So somebody said in chat, I know what you mean, talking about why play it if you're not having fun. So you have some empathy in chat. so yeah, again, now we're here to talk about the meta, not me, so I'm gonna be anti-meta, but I look at the meta because in order to be anti-meta, I have to understand what the meta is, right? And what it is I'm trying to beat. So what am I trying to beat? I
Purple.
will, yeah, yep, to an extent, yes. So you got pretty much a fast package coming out. Now, they both play a different opening package, right? Purple Steel will play the Palace Guard from Purple. They will play the Madam M Challenger in some decks. They eventually all get to Genie and Dumbo and Elsa, right? And Belle, right? Those four, that's Genie, Elsa, Belle, Dumbo. Those are your four.
This list is only running one Belle.
Anyone, so let him have it.
That's kind of surprising to me. I'm just interested in that.
I love this Jasmine, by the way. So it's a good card. So
it's so pretty.
Yep. So
I was playing with all enchanted Tianas this weekend.
Mm-hmm. You were?
I was.
Where'd they come from?
Funny thing was, you would have loved to see this. One of them was slabbed, and we had to unslab it. So there, Jake and I are at a table at 9:30 in the morning.
It wasn't a 10, was it?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. There, Jake and I are 9:30 in the morning with like tools unslabbing this enchanted.
Oh gosh.
And people around us look like they were terrified. They're like, what is going on with these weirdos?
That's funny. You can't just take a Sharpie and write on a card, this is my Tiana that's sitting right here beside me.
I wish it was that easy.
Okay. If I was a TO, I would allow it. But to each their own. So
yeah, I had the enchanted Tianas. I need 2 more epic Auroras, which one of my friends tried to convince me to buy, and I was like, I'm not spending money on that. And then by the end of the tournament, I was convincing Toby to buy them, and they were sold out. So,
I have one.
Well for me.
I have one if you happen to run across an Anna and an Elsa.
I'll look at what we have.
Well, actually, I have Anna. I have a trade for Anna coming. So
I think it's Elsa that we have, but I'll take a look again.
Okay. Yeah, so looking back at this one, right? The Cobra, you got to watch out for that. A lot of folks, the Cobra is like the new Merlin goat, right? So it's just, they'll hold on to it and pop it at the end, or they'll pop it in the middle if they got it. And they won't not play it. Let's just put it like that. But that's one of them you got to watch for in the top deck.
A lot of people play it and not discard this weekend.
Yeah, because
just to get a body out.
Not many folks outside of Strength of Rage and Fire have anything to target and deal with it. And so like Blurple runs into the unknown, which is going to get rid of it anyways. It has to be exerted. It's going to put it in the inkwell. So, it's not like the vanish on it really matters. And likewise, look at the rest of them, right? You got Palace Guard in there. You got Raha, Raja. Sorry, I don't know why I call it Raja. Raja.
I was like,
I'm
what is he
thinking
talking
Baja.
about?
We were just talking about Baja Blast, and that's what threw me off, right? So yeah, Raja, you got Giant Cobra. Surprised we don't see Iago in here, but well, they won. I shouldn't be surprised. So good job, taking out this tournament here. And then let's go back to the other tournament real quick. I'll go back in here real quick. So now you get down here. Let's look at this Amethyst Steel list from Mr. Zach Bivens, right? He's running Diablo and Happy on the top end or the bottom end of it there. Or is it the top if it's the low end, or is it the top if it's the high end? I don't know. All right, on the low end, how the curve? How's that? Running Docks.
Yeah, the top of your curve is the highest drops, I thought.
Yes. I just had a senior moment there. That's all. So.
Hey, you said it.
Yeah. What did I say?
Exactly.
So, yep. Running Hypnotic Strengths for answering those illusions that are out there. But, was not running the Jasmine, which I think the Jasmine to me was pretty spicy. And I don't know if it won them anything, but to me, I think that Jasmine is such a good card. It's hard not to play it in a steel deck. Then we go back to
interesting to me. Oops. One White Rose.
Yeah. I heard people talking like, what do you do? They were complaining like, how does purple survive when it's lost all of its 3 drops that mattered? Like you lost the fox, you lost the crab. Yeah, they go, oh, you got the White Rose.
It didn't lose. It left a few fine ones. Like it left White Rose, it left Cobra in purple steel.
Yeah, but what did it leave in the other decks? Nothing.
I don't know.
Left
That's a good question.
Tinkerbell.
But I think
left a Tinkerbell behind. It's it.
But also, if the other color can fill in that slot, I think it's fine.
Correct.
Like
yes,
we're running 2 color decks.
Well, no reason to run a 3-drop in this one. So.
Right.
But anywho, yeah. So this weekend we learned that purple's still good. Dumbo's expensive. And as more of them are opened, I suspect the price will go down slightly, but more people will play with it, and therefore, more people are going to want it. I don't know. The price on that's kind of tough to predict. I know it won't stay at the price it's at now because no card has yet. But this is our first post-rotation set, right? So you got 2 formats now. You got Infinity and you got Core. And I know in the game that shall not be named, that cards traditionally hold their value in a standard format, and then as they rotate out, their values drop because they don't become as good in the Infinity format or the modern format in that game, right? But then these old jewels pop up and their price gets driven up. But, the market in that other game, I think, is driven anymore by what's played as standard and by Commander. So maybe Heroic could take off and drop up some of these.
Every couple sets in that other game, you get something that makes its way into the modern format.
Yeah. Yep.
I'll never forget when Fatal Push was printed, and that became that was a super playable uncommon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So interesting weekend. Did things seem really different to you in the meta, or just a continuation of the same old for these decks? I know what it is some decks were nerfed, right? Ruby Sapphire was kind of nerfed, and
I think playing against Purple Steel plays very differently than it did. And I think Blurple now has 2 full legs to stand on.
Yeah.
Where before, sometimes you got matched against the Blurple deck and you were like, I don't know that this deck is figured out. Like, I think that there are easy ways around it or easy ways to beat it, but it definitely feels more like a solid meta deck at this point.
Yeah, it's a pretty good deck. So I think you got to prep to face that. I think you got to prep to face purple steel. You can't write off aggro. Those are, I think, the three best decks were the three decks that showed this weekend. Blurple probably showed out more than the other two, although purple steel was right on its heels. It's arguable which one did. I think it's just a matter of deck list, really. So yeah, we'll talk about Infinity format. There was an Infinity tournament maybe next week a little bit. Actually next week we're talking about Heroic. So, yeah, we're going to focus on some Heroic next week because I'm pretty excited about that. Having Colors Law on next week. So that's great. So we're coming to near the end. I actually have a judges meeting I got to be at. So we're going to go ahead and I got to pull a card out on Sabrina, right? Here we go. All right.
Oh boy.
So here we go. I'm going to give you a chance. We talked about this card before when we did reviews. So our card, what does this card do is Flower, Shy Skunk, who is a 3/3 Amethyst Storyborn ally who is 3-cost inkable. He does quest for 1. He is a rare. Sabrina, do you know what Flower does? People were looking for a 3-cost card to play in Amethyst, so this might be our guy.
Not a clue what this card does.
Oh, okay, here we go. Ja, looking for friends. Whenever you play another character, look at the top card of your deck. Put it on either the top or the bottom of your deck. So.
Yeah, I was never gonna get that.
Yeah, so most purple bodies are 3/3s. You know, around that. You know. So he compares, right, with White Rose. He compares with Merlin Crab on the body line, right? Quest for the same, you know, has 3-cost inkable. His ability, though, I think in some decks could be really useful, especially if it's a combo deck. You know, because most people are going to be playing characters. So, you know, it'd help you filter through your cards. Be nice to try and filter for that dock when you need cards. You know.
Oh my god, the amount of times this weekend that I found myself top decking and just hoping it was a dock. The worst.
Yep. So, alrighty. This week, that's it. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Odd week for us this week, it seems. I have to bolt because I have a meeting I have to be at. So we have to we don't get to do any overage today. So next week, Colors Law will be on. She'll spice things up for us. You definitely would want to tune in to see her. It is the last podcast too before the Pro Play Summit in Denver as well. So tune in next week, same time, same bat channel, and good luck this week if you're trying to get a ticket. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.